Uh-oh, we live, family. We live. We in the house. We is in the house. Most definitely. Yeah, let me check. May every mic sound nice. Mic sound nice. Hold on, family. We in the house, family. We in the house. Come on in. Come to the light. Hold on. Yeah. We in the house, family. Today we talking about the mind-blowing pyramid age of ancient Egypt. We in the house. We in the house. We coming in here with nothing but the facts, family. I'm glad y'all here. We've been having a lot of, students who want to come in and challenge the master and get educated. You gonna get educated. You're not gonna beat me. I'm glad you coming in, though. Glad you coming in. Uh, Now why is we bringing this up? Because this is showing you a level of ingenuity that cannot be matched by no other civilization on the planet. And a lot of people are, they are benefiting from the civilization of ancient Egypt, uh, the accomplishments of ancient Egypt. And then at the same time, they want to diss, uh, uh, yeah, yeah. Well, Pharaoh, what'd you say? Pharaoh said what? Pharaoh said that. Get out of here. That decrepit nigga. He talk himself into a pretzel. He say he's some this nigga everything. He a Rastafarian and all a nigga FBA. Man, that nigga a Rastafarian or FBA. Nigga got ancient Egyptian symbols on. He say Pharaoh. He's a Rasta. Now he FBA and the nigga a DJ. This nigga about 20 things. Don't know what he is. Let's get into the science, fam. Let's get right on into the science. I appreciate you. Well, if you did, you doing the right thing. I could tell you that. I could tell you that. You doing the right thing. Yeah, you doing the right thing by far. Now, when I talk about ancient Egypt, first and foremost, family, let's be clear that the general, and we could show that easily, without no doubt, the general studied under Dr. Djoser Ben Yakanan 28 years before he passed. Okay, we want to be clear about that. And the general studied under Dr. John Henry Clark 9 years before he passed. And I met Master Ashraf Kwesi when I think it was in 2003. Was it two? Three. I believe 2003. 2003. And so I've been studying under Master Ashraf Kwesi and Mary Ra Kwesi. You can add them years up. You can add them years up. That's 20. That's 20 plus years. So yeah. So ain't no doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? And if you want me to bring it up, I can show you. I was studying with the masters when I was 18, 17. Matter of fact, I met Dr. Ben when I was 17 years old. And before, previous to him, my uncle had went to Egypt, Ethiopia, and Sudan with Dr. Ben. He went to Egypt 9 times with Dr. Ben. He went to Sudan twice with Dr. Ben, and Ethiopia He went once with Dr. Ben. So I mean, that's that. So when I speak from masters that been there and studied with masters. You feel what I'm saying? So let that be known. And that's why I do what I do. Because they told me how to beat the naysayers. They told me. Shit, I used to listen to them. And everything that they said was right in his act. Everything. Now, just for the brother out there, he was about the Olmec. Let's talk about the element of the pyramid. It's easy to be seen. If they came, if somebody else came from somewhere else and brought the knowledge with them, why would they start on the mastaba level? You see, and stay at that level for almost 300 years. They stayed at the mastaba level for almost 300 years in dynastic Egypt. In dynastic Egypt, we're not talking about Nubia. We're talking about in Egypt. You see, in Egypt, they stayed at the mastaba level for about 300 years until the step pyramid of Saqqara, which was built by the Grand Master Imhotep, the Christ figure of ancient Egypt. Imhotep, my Christ, my deity, my God, Imhotep. You see, and so this is where they start. And even before the mastaba, you know what I'm saying? They showed the development even before they got to the mastaba. You see, they showed, and this was, they had a little smaller, where they gave you something above, but it wasn't as large as a mastaba. It was some stones, and that they put together over the grave. But the grave thing showing that they had developed, graves, far reaching into antiquity of Africa. They got graves that go back to in Africa over 75,000 years. We're not talking about if somebody just fall down in the dirt overtake. No, we talking about somebody that dug a hole in the ground, and not just any hole. You could see that they were very geometric in how they developed it. And you could even see this one at the bottom got an arch. It got an arch. Now, this is pre-dynastic. This is pre-dynastic. And they tell you something about the Romans created the arch. Okay? And so when you start talking about, now look at that mastaba right there, man. Look at this mastaba. So even the mastaba, I want y'all to be serious. It's only a single story building. Okay, but you can look at that right there and see the man in there. You can see how massive that mastaba is. Now you talking about the first 3 dynasties of Egypt, and they are already on a megalithic level. You can't find one structure that big in America, except maybe the pyramid of Teotihuacan. It's a couple. I'm talking about in the earlier stages. You talking about this mastaba probably 3,000, to maybe 2,800 BC. But look how massive it is, and you could see even up under the mastaba that primarily, if you saw Khufu's pyramid, you would see that subterranean tomb was really for the king, but it flooded. Okay, and I'm gonna show y'all that. And so it's basically the same. You see the shaft and that's easier to get that damn sarcophagus down there, because you're talking about a stone sarcophagus that may weigh tons. And so they put that slope in there, so they could slide that damn sarcophagus down in there. You see? And then you can see right here where it's green at, they slide them stoppers in there, stone stoppers. They'll come to the top and slide them in there to stop anybody from trying to get down in it. You see what I'm saying? To get down in it. And you see this one particularly got 5. And so if you would have seen it, it still was a magnificent building. But this one pretty much, it survived. It's not stone, but it survived. So they were even better than the Sumerians. The Sumerians used mud brick, but damn, they shit didn't last as long. And so you can see here where the Egyptians did use mud brick in the earlier dynasties, they were still much more proficient in preservation of their structures than the Sumerians. Okay. Now here again, you see right there. See the dynastic burials. You can see they like pots. You know what I'm saying? And I seen where they was putting the bodies in pots. When I was in the Petrie's Flinders Petrie's museum in London, I could see where they was putting in the fetal position, and they'll put the body inside of a pot in the fetal position. But this shows you how they developed. You see, so if they came over and somebody brought the knowledge with them, why would they go back to this? You know what I'm saying? And what's clear, what's clear that the burial up under there is much the same. Now I was looking at this one right here, this early step tomb. Now that's very interesting about that. I'm gonna have to study because that's how the Nubian pyramids, it was like a stairwell in front of the pyramid. You didn't go into the pyramid to be buried. The stairs was on the outside of that pyramid, and then you walk down into the tomb. And so that reminded me of the Nubian pyramids, how that particular tomb is. But if you study all the way up into the pyramids, it's the same. You can see the burial, and that's what I was talking about. Matter of fact, where the Olmec one at? Where the Olmec one at? Where is that? Did I close that one out? Let me see. I'm gonna show y'all. Okay. Okay. Boss Lex. There it is right there. I'm gonna bring it back up. I'm gonna bring it back up. Okay, where it go? There it go right there. I'm gonna drop it right on in. I'm gonna drop it right on in. See, what we doing right here, we showing and proving. We don't want nobody to come over and say, well, show us how they brought it over. Show us the damn development. I'm gonna bring these over. Okay. So when you look at the Great Pyramid, you see that, and then you take you see how it's in the slant. You see that original slant that goes straight down right here. This was the original king's chamber, but it was subterranean. It flooded, and so what they did is they moved it up here. They moved it up here, and so when you look at the mastaba, you can see that how the mastaba was designed. It's the same burial up underneath it. You see, it's the same burial up underneath it. And when you go to the pyramid of Pakal, you can see that it is buried. Even though it didn't have the slides in it, it didn't have the slide. It had the L shape in there. And so I don't know, how they got it. I don't know how they got it down there. I don't know if they built the steps afterwards. I don't know if they built the steps afterwards. I don't know. Because I know it would have been crazy carrying that motherfucker down them steps. I tell you what, but they probably had a methodology for it. It ain't impossible. You know what I'm saying? But it would have been much easier if it could have slid down in there. So when you look at the L shape in the pyramid, it's the same. There's no getting around that. Where they buried it at in the bottom. That's an Egyptian style pyramid. with a goddamn sarcophagus in it too, on top of it, with hieroglyphs on it. I mean, you believe what you want to believe. You know, I got millions and millions or more, facts that on top of that, that just ain't one, just one similarity. You understand? It ain't even a similarity. It's the same. It's saying it's similar is one thing, but saying it's the same is another. Now, so when you look at here, look at this. This is the first dynasty. You feel what I'm telling you? Nobody can show you this. See, when it's time for show and tell, you got to have something to show. Don't come here, you ain't got nothing to show. You want to tell and not show. You see? So when we come here, this is at Abydos. I wasn't able to get over here, but I was I wasn't far from this. This is the first royal cemetery of ancient Egypt. This is the first royal cemetery. And so you got Narma, Mena, I don't know if a scorpion. No, I don't think the scorpion was. It might have been one. I don't know if I don't think scorpion was over there. It might have been. But I know the first dynasty, and I think Casa Kimwe over here, his name Den, and then I believe one king out of the second dynasty. But if you could see all of these rooms and I could show you, and it would have probably been a mastaba or something similar to a mastaba like this over the top, you see, but that's no longer standing. But you can see all of the storage rooms that was up under there, and how, and to be on this level right here, you can't find a grave of one Greek. You can't find a grave. I don't think you can find a royal tomb. I haven't heard of a Sumerian royal tomb. I ain't heard of no Greek royal tombs ever being found with nothing in it, or if they ever found one. And to be in most civilizations, when you go to the first kings and queens of that should be more mythological. But for ancient Egypt's first dynasty to be here, and you could go straight to the rooms, is mind blowing. This is mind blowing, man. This is a civilization that's already advanced with the evidence. This is show and tell, y'all, and you can't come to show and tell unless you got something to show. Now, see, they don't hardly ever show this building right here. They hardly ever show this building right here. Now, this is a fort by Casa Kimwe. And Casa Kimwe is in the second dynasty. This is older than the pyramid of Saqqara. I believe this is the largest, and it can't be megalithic unless it's stone. Megalithic is usually stone, but this is a mega structure. Do you see the wall? Man, do you know how big this is? You know what I'm saying? And he built this in the second dynasty. He built this in the dynasty, man. You could fit a city inside of this. And the fact that it's still standing is fucking mind-blowing. They don't even think about this. How large this structure is. I'm going to let you see it from the side. Second dynasty. Do you know how early that is? You're talking about 2900 BC. This structure is actually probably a couple hundred years older than the pyramid of Saqqara, Casa Kimwe, the Great Pharaoh. Okay, the Great Pharaoh. I'm just getting in here. I'm going to tighten all this up, family. What is this right here? This is a part of it right here. This is a part of the structure. Look at that. It's still, and it's fact. Wait a minute. Is this? No, matter of fact, this ain't it. No, this is a ziggurat. I thought this was it. This was one of them ziggurats. I say this is, now you can see, now look at that compared to this. I thought that was it. That ain't it. This is a part of that ziggurat. Now now look at the level how that look. You see that? Now compared to this. You see the uniformity and shit. It's still, Got all it, and you can see here that it's designed just like Saqqara. Look at the step pyramid, the wall that goes around Saqqara. That's the same style of and structure, Casakim way. And I believe in the burial. Where's the burial map? Yeah, that was where's the burial map? Wait a minute, I think this might be a part. Yeah, this is part of it right here. This is part of it, right? This is it right here. Coming from the second, look at that. Look and look how tall the walls is, man. You know what I'm saying? So whatever they was holding in this structure, they was holding something, for real. Nah, here you go, right here. This is in the general, everything that I show you, I've been to. I didn't go to that Casa Kenway structure. I didn't go to this right here, the Pyramid of Saqqara. I've been here 3 times. You see, my uncle been here 9 times. You see, with Dr. Ben. Okay. And so when I was going there, see, they didn't cleaned it up. Nah, it looked like this. You see, wait a minute, let me go. I think this is it. They didn't cleaned it up. They didn't filled it in. Back when I was going, like it looked like that. You could tell them Arabs had been getting bricks off of it. They had been getting bricks off of it. That's why it ain't like it fell down or nothing. You see, they was using the bricks from the pyramids to build mosque and all of that. Now, this pyramid was built. Now, you understand that these Neanderthals is going to lie. This Egypt is probably a couple thousand years older at the minimum than what they saying. But they want to synchronize it with everything else so they can stay in the running. But they not in the running even at this date because Greece is nowhere. 2670, 2650 BC. Do you want me to be honest? Even at that date, there is no other civilization on the planet. Do you want? Let me look at. I want you to look at my face. I want y'all to look at my face. At 2600 BC, there is not another civilization on the planet. I consider Nubia a part of the Nile. That's Nile Valley. So whatever's in the Nile Valley, you see, that can prove itself without somebody explaining it. You see, when you go to that pyramid, it don't need you to explain shit. See, that's why I be killing motherfuckers, because I put it there. Boom. You can try to finagle where somebody else built. You can't deny this is not there, though. Show and tell. I bring something to show. Now, you might try to explain it different, but you cannot deny the fact that it's there. Y'all never show up with shit. How you gonna come to show and tell with nothing to show? Okay? The Greeks ain't even in the running. The Greeks is they in the modern era compared to the motherfucking they in the modern era, So here you got Imhotep, first king, third dynasty. First king, third dynasty. Old kingdom. And so, this is a skyscraper family. And the thing is, you see Imhotep at 2700 BC, and he got a scroll in his lap, family. You see that? They always show Imhotep with a scroll in his lap. Already got books. The goddamn European didn't get mass production of books into the 1400 AD with Gutenberg. Do you understand what I'm telling you? So you talking about the Africans was literate already 5,000 years before the European. Did you just hear what I said? I backed it up with facts. This is Imhotep with a scroll in his lap at 2700 BC. Ain't no doubt about he got a scroll in his lap. You ain't certain. You can't show me Moses. You can't show me no motherfucking Joshua. You can't show me none of them. Or Herodotus. You can't show me Plato, Socrates. None of them. None of them. With no form of literature or nothing. And here go Imhotep. And the first time the European that they could say that the European had mass literacy was in the 1900 AD. So you are literally talking over 5,000 years where the African was literate before the European. So you talking about this is the first pyramid. Now it comes from behind after the stage of the mastaba. You see the mastaba. Let me see where that one at. Here you go, right here. You see see what he did. Wait a minute. Oh, let me get back in here. Yeah. So you see right there. This is the initial what Imhotep was gonna do. He was gonna do a regular mastaba, and then he extended it about, I believe, 4 or 5. How many times did he? Wait a minute. Okay, step base 3 mastaba built on second phase. It was about 4 times. I believe he stretched it out. He just kept going. He couldn't help himself. You know, he said, well, shit, I'm gonna make it bigger. So he kept adding to it until he got the 6-step pyramid. You know, but the first, the black, what was in black is where he started. Okay. And then the finished product, he the one took, he started the pyramid age. Okay. He started the pyramid age. But this is a step pyramid. This is not a true pyramid. But he gave them the blueprint on how to create. If it wasn't for Imhotep, it wouldn't be no pyramids. He gave them the blueprint. You feel what I'm saying? For Djoser, the the pharaoh and grand master. Imhotep was the high priest. Imhotep was the high priest, but Djoser was the grand master of the craft. Okay. And then, you know, there's other, you got Unis. Now I went down into Teddy's pyramid, which is, and I rolled past this one. I rolled past this one. I believe this one is probably unstable, but they probably didn't went down in it by now. It was unstable for a minute. And so, but Teddy's pyramid, was it Teddy's I went in? Did I go? Is this the one I went down in? I have to go back and see. I might have went down in this one, Unis. Because both of them is kind of like where you know, they kind of, they didn't took the stones off of it. It didn't fall down like this, y'all. I want y'all to understand that. That pyramid did not fall like that. They removed the stones from around it to go build other shit with. That pyramid will still be standing. Or at the minimum, the stones would be right around there. You would be able to see all them stones. Even if it failed, you would be able to see them. You see, now Huni, now a lot of people accredited that pyramid to Huni, but they found out that it was the product of Sneferu. Okay, it was Sneferu. I didn't go to this pyramid, but I rode past it. So I visibly saw it with my own eye. You know, I visibly saw it over there, and I say, damn, there you go, the pyramid. This is actually, yeah, is this Meidum? Both of these are at Meidum. Okay. And so this one is at Meidum, and this is Sneferu. And so this is them trying to go from the step pyramid to the true pyramid. And Sneferu was the one that took the blueprint of Imhotep. And see right there, he tried to fill in the steps, but the outer casing ended up falling down. The outer casing fell down, so he didn't quite get it with that pyramid. And then he came back with the bent pyramid at Djoser. You know, he came with the bit, and he, you know, it was a flaw in that too. When you see right there, when it got to the third 154 feet, let me get that out of there. He noticed that it was starting to, it would have cracked. It would have fell in. You know, it was too much weight. So whatever they had worked out on the blueprint, they was really trying. He was trying to go to the sky with this motherfucker. Real talk. If he would have reached at that inclination, that original inclination at 54 degrees, where he was going with it, it might have, I don't think it wouldn't have been big as Khufu's pyramid, but it would have been damn close. That is even today, that is a massive pyramid. It's a lot of stone on that pyramid right there, man. And so, but he had he had to shorten the inclination to 43 degrees at 154 feet so that it wouldn't fall in. That's why it looked bent, and they call it the bent pyramid. And then he came right back, and you see he kept the inclination at the top of here at 43 degrees. He kept that inclination. For this the red pyramid. I've been inside, and this is like, man, when you go inside these pyramids, they look brand new, man. They look brand new. It looked like they had just put them pyramids together. But that is the red pyramid. I think the stone came from Aswan. Aswan is known for red granite, and that's deep, deep south. So Sneferu is the first pharaoh that built the first true pyramid. In reality, Egypt and Nubia is the only two civilizations in history that ever created the true pyramid. If you go by the rules of geometry, and that's why y'all niggas cheat to try to stay close to Egypt. But reality, when you use the correct geometrical definition of a pyramid, only in Egypt have you reached the true pyramid. Everything else is not truly a pyramid. It's not a pyramid. It's a pyramidal like structure, but it's not a pyramid. Smooth on all sides, on straight lines. I think, how many sides is it? What is it? Four? Four sides? Is it four sides? And I get it. I believe it is four sides. But they saying if you watch from above, it's more sides than what people think it is. Cause they did something slick with it, where it might be double the sides, cause they got them split in the middle. I'm telling you, man, it's crazy how they did that. So Sneferu gave Khufu, his son, the blueprint, and that right there is the greatest structure that has ever been reached on the planet Earth. When I saw this, man, I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't believe my eyes in none of them. But this one, when you get to this one, you could tell how much more massive than it is of any of the other pyramids. It's just a behemoth. You know what I'm saying? It's a behemoth structure. And so we showing you the development, and of course, his son Khafra, which is almost as tall. It has a sharper inclination. So it's not as massive, but it's massive. It's massive. It just got a higher inclination. When you look at Khufu's, I didn't put the inclination in there, but this is a 53 degree and 53 and 10 degree. I don't know what the point 10 degree. And then you got Menkaura, which is the son of Khafra, grandson of Khufu, and great grandson of Sneferu. So you see that lineage right there. And so, when people get to talking about the greatest dynasties of ancient Egypt, a lot of people bring up the 18th dynasty. I don't believe so. I believe that this was the greatest dynasty in ancient Egypt. There's no other, the monuments one after another this is unbeatable by any other structures on the planet. I feel that the fourth dynasty along, and if the fourth dynasty from Sneferu down, and you had to throw Imhotep honorable, in there, the pyramid age or the great pyramid, and it was other pyramids too. Amenemhat, and I had to get to that one. I had to get down. Did I put Amenemhats in there? Nah, this is one of a minute. Now I've been to that one. I saw it just like the pyramid of May Doom. I rolled past it. That's the black pyramid. I rolled past that. A Menem hat. You see him with the dreads. You see what I'm saying with the dreads, but he got two pyramids. Now, this is his other one at Harara. He got another one at Harara. And I believe that was over there near the Fayum, which is that lake, and so he got two pyramids. Now, that was the last big pyramid. That was the last big pyramid. That was in the 12th dynasty where he built that, Here, let me see. Now, the crazy thing is, this the black pyramid. This is the capstone. So if you ever been to Egypt and you went into the Egyptian pyramid, the Egyptian museum, when you came in, this capstone was almost at the front door. Soon as you come in and walk down the stairs, you will see this capstone. This was the capstone on this black pyramid right here. You see what I'm saying? So you see this brother, and this is his father, Amenemhat. This is his father down there, Senusret III, another bad brother. You can see the African in them. They hate to show Amenemhat, and then I'm gonna end with this one. This is his daughter. A lot of people don't bring, and they was into the worship of Sobek, the deity Sobek. And this is his daughter. What's her name? What's her name? I forget her name. I think her name is Nefer Sobek. I think her name is Nefer Sobek. But they ascribe this temple to her, sitting out in the desert near the Fayum, and man, look at the blocks on there. It's megalithic blocks in the middle of the damn desert, man. Megalithic blocks. These are some large ass blocks, man. Real talk. She got some heavy stones on this, and this is a temple to Sobek, the crocodile god, which was they consider Sobek the son of Set. So you talking about that Setian energy, that chaos deities, the ones that bring, that essence of creation, when you need it. You feel me? But anyway, for anybody out there, the fact that we could continue to show and tell. Don't let nobody show up and tell you shit without showing. You see, this is not tell and not show. This is show and tell. And so when you show up to Seti's chat room, have something to show. Because I know you ain't got it, because I've been searching too long. If it had been here, I would have shown it. It wouldn't be no reason for me to not show it. So I appreciate y'all, family. Make sure y'all get over to Patreon. Man, I got 2-3 hour lectures just like this, showing you some critical and mind-blowing visuals. You want that. Get over there and get that work, and I'll be black real soon. Where we at? Black Power. That's right. You already know, right? You already know. He's still in there. I ain't even paid no attention to the chat. He's still in there. Damon, you still in there? We already said that you missed that. Did you miss it? Damon said the first. Didn't I tell you that Imhotep started? You don't listen to nothing, man. You something wrong with you, Damon. We already said. Want me to show it to you again? You want me to show you? You want me to show it to you again? He said the first. Is you verifying that? Didn't we say Imhotep started? Ain't that a step pyramid, Damon? Man, go sit down, man. You're embarrassing yourself, Damon, at this point. You're embarrassing yourself. All right, I'll see y'all in a minute. Black Power.